Well, I tell you what, man. Padded Room Radio is on the air, ladies and gentlemen. My name is still Darian. I have not changed it yet or joined the Witness Protection Program, but I am considering it. My main man, Buddy, is here.
What's going on?
What's up, big buddy?
Usual.
The usual. Yeah. You're in your biker lethers today.
Yes.
You gotta be. I was gonna say you gotta be boiling out there.
It's
right?
not too bad. It's not really hot outside yet.
Yeah, it's pretty warm. I'm gonna say it's
not
pretty warm.
100.
Well, no. But what do? Do you just wear the leather and lose everything else?
Yeah, that's later.
Hey, now. Speaking of leathers, Dusty's here. What's going on? What's up, Big Dusty?
Oh, man. Just quite a long, eventful weekend, I guess you could say.
Yeah, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, Friday after, right from school, picked the kid up, went over the hill for a volleyball tournament. And then Red Queen and I got her a ride home so that we could head back to town, haul ass back to town, go to the GSR to a face-melting metal show.
Nice. Who'd you see?
It was 3. Well, there's 4, but we only caught 3 of them. August Burns Red, Trivium, and Bullet for My Valentine.
Very cool.
It was fucking rad.
Right on.
Nice.
Which 2 did you catch?
All 3 of those. We missed the first band.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't even tell you the
Probably
name.
some local band or something
like that.
Right on. I like Trivium.
Yeah, Bullet for My Valentine. They were kind of like co-headliners, so...
Yeah.
Bullet played first, and then Trivium played as the headliner, and then I guess their next stop they swap.
Oh, okay.
Trivium will play, and then Bullet plays. So.
Very cool. I like Trivium. Bullet for My Valentine's always been kind of hit and miss for me. But Trivium I like.
Yep.
Right on, dude.
Good. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then Sunday, just proceeded to do yard work, sprinkler repairs, whilst nursing a quite gnarly hangover.
Those are the worst. No, I can't be productive today. My job is to sit here and focus on not vomiting.
Yes. So, but it was fun. It was a good weekend.
Right on. Good times.
So.
Yeah, I also spent my Sunday doing sprinkler repair. Had to replace an entire pressure valve. Yeah, how do you? There's no measurement on that thing, right? It's just all guesswork, pretty much. Now, the educated way to go about this would be to remove the old pressure valve, head on down to the depot, and just say, hey, I need one of these.
Yep.
Is that how I do it? No.
No,
I look at that and I say, that's, I know what we need. I know exactly what we need.
Oh, boy.
And then you go down there and you go, oh, fuck it.
That's the old Sprinkler King 5000 right there.
It's one of these. It's got the what, and then it comes down. You got one of those? And you got the guys looking at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. You got to go back home, dig the piece out of the fucking garbage, and then take it back over there. I don't know. God damn it!
But let me tell you something about the Home Depot experts.
Yeah,
I was one.
Oh, were you
at
now?
a point in my life?
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Look at you.
Yes, when I first changed careers and started working for the government, I wasn't making very much money, so I had to have 2 jobs.
Oh, that's
so. My nights, I was the electrical specialist at Home Depot.
Okay.
Nights on the weekends. You know how I became the electrical specialist?
You were standing in the electrical aisle?
I watched 3 movies, and that qualified me as the electrical specialist.
Okay, very nice.
You know, they'd come down and ask me, this wire, this? I was like, Sure.
Yeah?
Go. It looks the same to me.
Read the warning label. That's very important.
So
I don't want to be liable.
I don't know if you want to trust any of those Home Depot expert fellas.
I got it all fixed. It worked. The guy looked at it. He said, "Yeah, you need a 1-inch. This thing you bought is a 3/4 inch. So give me that. Give me another $80, and then here you go." And then it worked. So thank you very much, Home Depot, for making me feel like a fucking asshole. Like, even though it was all my fault to begin with.
Right.
Fucking ass. All right, goddamn it.
But you didn't winterize it properly?
Oh, no, I had that one on. The old one was on for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it did its job for
Got a
sure.
good run out of it.
Yeah. Enough about us and our fucking sprinklers. We got a horror show to get into here, fellas. We got horror news, listener mail, all the fun things that we do. I say we kick it off with a little horror news, gents.
Yep.
Horror news.
Dusty, take it away.
All right. I don't want to take too many because there's I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Oh, you go right ahead, buddy.
Yeah, that's my job.
I got plenty of toes to step on.
So Hulu announced, put out a trailer and announced a release date for Predator: Killer of Killers, which is a animated movie that's going to be made by the same guy that made Prey and is going to be making Predator: Badlands.
Nice.
So what it says is it's an anthology story, and it follows 3 of the fiercest warriors in human history: a Viking raider guiding her young son on a bloody quest for revenge, a ninja in feudal Japan who turns against his samurai brother in a brutal battle of succession, and a World War II pilot who takes to the sky to investigate an otherworldly threat to the Allied cause. But while all these warriors are killers in their own right, they are merely prey for their new opponent, the ultimate killer of killers. So, Predator: Killer of Killers will release on Hulu and Disney Plus June 6th, 2025.
I'm into it.
Wow.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Animated.
It's animated though. But
does
I did
kinda
watch the trailer, and it's
dope?
Oh, yeah. It's
Right on.
definitely adult animation.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
good, yeah.
Cool.
I like that.
Cool weapons. The one in the trailer, he sticks his spear in a guy. It looked like it was the Japanese one, and it like pops out 2 blades and cuts a guy right in half. It's pretty sweet. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Nice.
So it looks like it's going to be pretty.
I like that.
So, yep. And that's I will cede the floor to Buddy.
Okay.
I will defer.
All right, you guys watch Love, Death, and Robots at all?
Of course.
Yeah, well, season 4, a little teaser on that one is out now. It's going to be coming May 15th.
Nice.
So look for season 4 then on
those are good.
Netflix. And I Know What You Did Last Summer images are out with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. They're back in it.
Saw the images. She is still bangable. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
returns to the big screen July 18th.
Hey, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Let's go to a movie for your birthday,
Take
buddy.
me to a movie on my birthday.
There we go. Yeah.
Leave the wife at home.
Oh, it's also much more brutal this time around. So there's a lot more gore and blood in this
Well,
one.
that's what they always say.
Yeah.
This is going to be the scariest I Know What You Did Last Summer ever. All right, well, the first ones weren't all that scary, so it doesn't really mean much.
Right. Interview with the Vampire season. Check that out at all on AMC.
Nah.
Well, season 3 is getting ready to come out.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody watching that at all?
Not me.
Yeah, me neither.
I
I saw
heard.
the first season. That was it. and
What'd
I'm
you
like,
think?
Yeah, it was very gay.
I figured that was... I mean,
Hence why I did not watch it.
even the movie was pretty gay.
yeah.
They toned it down.
It's gayer in the show.
The book is full-on butthole penetration gay.
Wow.
It gets pretty dude-on-dude heavy.
You guys like the movie Long Legs?
I do.
Yeah, so Steelbook is coming out on Steelbook in June.
Nice.
With a whole bunch of new extras. And, June 24th. That's when it's coming out.
Very
and
cool.
His next, or what's his name?
Osgood Perkins?
Yeah, Osgood Perkins. His next
monkey?
film is Neon.
Okay.
And, yeah.
He did the monkey also.
Yeah, he did the monkey. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or no, his next film is Keeper. that hits October 3rd from Neon.
Okay.
That's
From
what it
Neon.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one's basically Malcolm and Liz set out on a romantic anniversary retreat to a remote cabin. When Malcolm unexpectedly leaves for the city, Liz is left alone, only to be confronted by a sinister presence within the cabins. Sounds pretty good.
I was hoping for a Killer Trapper Keeper movie.
Killer Trapper Keeper?
Killer Trapper Keeper. That's what I'm looking
Nobody remembers what those are.
What?
I do. But I
do.
mean,
Oh, yeah, the binder thing?
Yeah. Velcro them open.
they had all those
Yeah.
sweet like cover designs on them.
Yeah.
Like a
Neon.
guy riding across his BMX bikes across like a
Dude on
a
a
river
skateboard.
covered with alligators.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are rad. I like those.
Can't find those anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I got. What do you got?
Dude. Now, try to keep your pants on for this, because I know you're both going to be very excited.
Too late.
Happy Death Day 3.
Wow.
Coming at us.
All right.
I can feel the excitement in the air.
Brimming with excitement
They
over here.
were okay.
They're okay.
The first one was like a unique horror Groundhog Day kind of thing.
Once you go into the concept, though, and you keep trying to build on it, it just doesn't
And that's
work.
why I feel like the second one was a complete
Yeah.
dud. But we got a third one because Blumhouse loves to jumpstart a franchise. Speaking of franchises, trailers are up for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Did you guys ever watch Five Nights at Freddy's?
Saw the first one, yeah.
What do you think of that
I
shit?
did not watch that one.
It was decent. It was. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. I played the video game or the app or whatever it is.
Yeah, it had very little to do
yeah.
with the app. The app was actually pretty creepy. And if you played it with the lights out, because all the app is closing and opening doors. You have X amount of power. You're basically the night watchman in a Chuck E. Cheese. And you watch the cameras, and the animatronics are getting closer and closer, and you have to figure out which door to close before they get to the security booth. And it's creepy as shit.
Quite stressful.
Oh, yeah. And you play it with the headphones on, you can hear, like, the footsteps coming down the hall. You're like, close that door, fucker. But the movie was like a fucking single dad, and he's trying to... You're kind of asking a lot to make a movie out of the app.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of story there. Again, it's just opening and closing doors. Now we got a bunch of family drama, and he's a veteran, and he's got I think he was struggling with pill addiction or something like that.
Something like that. I can't
And
remember.
Matthew Lillard was there. He's trying to put himself in one of the animatronics.
He was the main guy.
He was like the unemployment guy that gave him the job.
Yeah, but he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
That actually killed the kids. Or
Yeah. And he was, I think if I remember right, he was trying to find a way to get himself into an animatronic.
He wore one of them, but
Something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I don't
Like
know.
a fursuit?
He's a furry. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's just looking to poop in a box. That's all that's all about. American Horror Story Season 13 is confirmed to be the final season of American Horror Story. Where are you guys at on the American Horror Story?
Don't even know.
What's the last one you watched?
I think the last one we watched was maybe the double feature one, where it was like vampires
half.
and aliens.
Yeah,
then. And I just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even make it that far. I got up
But
to...
I don't think I watched them in succession. I think I missed a couple seasons, and then we watched that one. But that's the last one I watched, I think. The last one I watched in succession all the way through was probably, what's it called, Freak Show?
Okay.
And that was it. I mean, all the rest of it I saw up till that point. And
Okay.
I watched Freak. And then I don't think I watched...
Last one I saw was 1984.
I did watch that one.
That one's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
What's after Hotel?
After Hotel is Roanoke.
Oh, I did see that one.
I thought after Hotel, wasn't it the... Oh, yeah, Hotel. Yeah, Roanoke. Yep, okay.
And then came Cult, and then Apocalypse, then 1984, then Double Feature.
Cult
Okay.
was the last one I saw.
Cult was okay. Little with the politics.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't... It was right after the Trump...
2016 election, yeah.
But they kind of made more... I felt like they made more fun of liberals than they did conservatives. But that's just me. Anyway, this next one's going to be the last one. Nobody knows what it's about yet. Long Legs is getting a... You motherfucker. And are we ready for the big Witchboard remake?
Really?
Witchboard
Yeah.
remake, huh?
You guys seen Witchboard?
Yeah.
Tawny Katane.
Oh, yeah.
In a very nice shower scene going on there.
Very nice.
Remake is going to hit video on demand this August.
Okay.
I've seen trailers, but I don't know if they were fan trailers or if they were actual studio trailers.
You never can tell.
Yeah, I
can
know.
you?
And they're doing all this shit with AI now. People are just making Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator trailers in their garage. And you get all hot and bothered. You're like, oh, it looks bad. And then you realize, that ain't him.
No. Yeah.
It's like a crayon thing or something.
I fell for that the other day because I was looking because they put the trailer out for that animated Predator movie, but I was looking for the one for Badlands because they just debuted the trailer at CinemaCon down in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So they've talked about what it showed, but I was like, well, shit, why isn't it out yet, right? Because they already showed it to people. Why didn't I put it out? So I was looking for it, and I stumbled upon a fake one. I was
Some
like,
shit.
This is not real, but, I clicked on it like
of course.
a fucking moron.
And it probably took you a good 2 minutes to realize you're looking at some bullshit.
Yep.
God damn it. Anyway, if the one I saw was real, the trailer looks pretty dope. And I was never a big fan of Witchboard. Tom Hardy somewhere is snapping a pencil in half as I say that. That's all we got on the horror news, dudes. How about a little listener mail?
Yeah. All right.
Listener mail.
No emails this week. We do have a voicemail, though, or two.
All right.
Here comes our main man in Alabama. Alan's in the house.
Hey, what's up, Alan?
Good room. What's up?
What's
Hope
going on?
everybody's doing good.
So far, so good.
Let's see. Meat Hook, Mexican horror movies.
We got
Number 3, I'm going to go El Santo and the Blue Demon versus the Monsters.
Okay.
They made a bunch of like movies with luchadors.
El
They
Santo.
fight horror villains, break up spy rings, all this crazy stuff back
Absolutely.
in the 60s, 70s, I think even into the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Probably before that, and they're off the wall. You got this luchador in a mask fighting,
Just
like you said,
kicking the
monsters,
shit out of
gangsters,
everything.
aliens, whatever. They were kind of like superhero movies. Some of them had horror vibes.
Sure.
Then number 2, I just watched it. I'm going to go with Come Out and Play.
Yeah.
And number 1, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Nice.
I want to find the original Come Out and Play, but it's not streaming anywhere. I think it's called like Who Could Kill a Child or something.
Exactly.
I've been wanting to see that for a long time. Anyway, Mr. Darian, are you Nightmare Alley?
You got
I've seen
me.
the original. I've read the story it's based on, but I've yet to see the new one. That's all I got. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks,
All right.
Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
You guys ever seen Nightmare Alley? Mm-mm. No? Oh, it's a good show. I don't know if I'd call it a horror movie. It's more like a crime noir thing. It's pretty good. Pretty good show.
Okay.
Let's see here. He called back.
Oh, yeah, what I watched Come Out and Play, liked it, and then I also watched Killer's Game. It's an action flick. It's got Batista in it, and it's got Darian. It's got your girl in it, Sophia Botella.
Ooh.
I liked it. Reminded me kind of like a less serious John Wick.
Okay.
All right, that's it. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Killer's Game. I have to look into that.
I think I saw the preview for that. I didn't see it, though.
If it's got Sophia in it, I'm into it.
I like Batista, too. He's good.
Yeah, he's all skinny now, though.
Batista?
Yeah, well, he stopped.
wow.
That's why he didn't want to play Drax anymore, because he didn't want to have to lift all the time anymore.
Oh.
'Cause I think he's in his damn near
He's
60s.
He's getting old.
Maybe
Yeah.
late 50s, mid-50s. and
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Well, dude, I mean,
No, I don't blame the guy. You know?
if you're an if you're an action star, you got to kind of stay in shape, right?
Yeah.
You don't see Arnold and Sylvester like making romantic comedies.
No.
They're still lifting and they're still kicking people's asses on camera
In their 70s.
in their 70s, and they don't look that good. But god damn it, we love them.
That's right.
Come on, there, Batista. Don't be a jerkwad. He called back again.
Oh.
Out of the room, so this third time called.
That's
Apparently,
okay.
I've got a lot to say, or keep forgetting what I was going to say.
Hey.
So, a couple episodes back, you played a song by Player Royale, as Addicted to the Dark and Wicked.
Yes, sir.
I saw them back in February. They put on a great show.
Nice.
Nice.
Extremely entertaining, high energy. And also, if y'all haven't, y'all should check out Wednesday 13.
Okay.
He had been the lead singer in the Murder Dolls with Joey Jordison from Slipknot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And now he does his solo stuff. It's all very horror-based. It's a lot of fun. It's silly, but it's funny,
Okay.
but it's very horror based. Really good.
I like it.
That's all I got. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Check out
Cool.
some
All right.
Wednesday 13.
Check them out. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you. Alrighty. Thanks for calling in, Alan.
Yeah.
So we got on the listener mail, fellas. You got anything for Alan?
Thanks,
Or
buddy.
Alan.
Hey, thanks.
Or Alan a third time?
Hey, he filled the segment, didn't he?
He
That's
did.
all right.
That's
We'll
right,
take
yeah.
it. We'll
Three,
take it.
three calls out of him.
I have never had to fabricate listener mail that you know of.
Hey, Darian, this is Carl.
My name is Arian. New listener, long time listener. All right, you fuckers. Quit making fun of me, by the way. Let's get into a movie, goddammit.
If you're gonna die, and you knew you were gonna die, and you could choose how, what would you choose?
You don't want to come back to bed with me?
Of course I do. I thought I'd go for a walk and come get right back in bed.
I was in a pretty bad relationship. He was not very honest with me about a lot of things.
To accept the things that cannot change.
Everything you said in group was really vulnerable and great. It's really good that you could do that.
Manhunt continues tonight for Garrett Terrell, who remains at large after escaping from police custody.
Are you scared?
Get out of here, he's coming after
He knows where you live?
You know, you don't understand, they'll kill you too.
It is a horrible way to die, gentlemen, from 2010. This one is written by Simon Barrett, directed by Alan Wingard. It's one of their first team-up movies. Stars A.J. Bowen, Amy Seymourts, and Joe Swanberg. I don't know what it is about Joe Swanberg, but every time I see him, I just want to punch his face.
Yeah. He has a very punchable face.
Is it I think it's the height of the face. He's got a very tall... He's got a big forehead, and this is... I know I have a big forehead, but his forehead is like...
Tall.
It's symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? I just want to punch him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the asshole here, but he's just...
I agree with you.
That guy. God.
Especially after this movie.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a creeper.
It reminds me of somebody that is at work and just wants to talk and doesn't really have anything to talk about, so they just kind of, hey, how's it going? Yeah, no, I saw you and you're writing your reports, and I was like, wow, this guy can write some reports. And this will go on for about 40 minutes until you just get the fuck away from me.
You just got to turn around and to your computer and start typing. Like,
okay, bye.
Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, look, I got a phone call.
Get me somebody.
Get me somewhere while I'm waiting.
Waiting for somebody. Shit. This is a drab, depressing movie, fellas, and it's like even the cinematography, the color palette, all of it pretty much is very depressing, at least in my opinion.
I agree. I have to tell you, the shaky cam was driving me nuts.
It felt a lot like a found footage movie,
It was
too.
excessive.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of that was.
I don't either.
Because you can buy a stabilizer for like $25.
Yeah, it was... I think it's to make it look gritty and, but it was driving me nuts.
Yeah, there were some scenes where you're getting a little nauseous.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Rob Zombie bad, but it was still like...
No, it was driving me nuts. And
seriously.
The wife would say, what the hell? Is this guy's first movie? I was like, well, he did go on to direct 2 King Kong vs. Godzilla movies, so
kind of figured
he
it out.
kind of figured it out.
Yeah,
Somebody else was holding the camera
That's
on those
what it
ones.
was.
that's right.
He was having withdrawals during this movie. Cut him some slack. We start off out in the woods, and we're going to meet our character, AJ Bowen.
Yeah.
He wakes up behind the wheel of a car, and he's like, "Oh shit, what?" And then he hears some thumping, so he gets out and pops the trunk, and there's a young lady tied up in the trunk. And okay, he's a serial killer, obviously, but he seems like a really good dude. Like throughout, other than he's serial killing,
Yes.
he's like always apologizing. He's super polite, you know. And when we get into like the backstory, he was a good boyfriend, from what I can tell. Other than the serial killing, which I understand is a red flag.
It's a dilemma.
A red flag for some people.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, I didn't get it at first either. I was like, why is this guy, apologizing for this shit? He's supposed to be a prolific serial killer.
Yeah.
And then, you find out at the end.
Right.
You wait till the end. But I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. But it makes sense at the end. But you're thinking to myself, I've never, any kind of serial killer movie, anything I've ever seen, they don't apologize.
No. Right. They get out and they're frothing at the mouth.
Yeah.
And they're masturbating at the same time. Ah! Wow, Jesus.
Easy.
Jesus Christ.
Now we know what he'd be like. As a
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you, I'm not even a serial killer.
He doesn't have a great poker face, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. When it's go time, his pants are tinting and his eyes get really big.
It's going down! Run! We should not have come to this cabin with Darian. It's a terrible idea. He gets this chick out of the trunk and then he strangles her. But he's very sweet about it. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I must have dozed off. I didn't mean to keep you waiting." And then he strangles her and leaves her in the woods and takes off with the car. Now, from this point in the movie on, we're going to be basically watching 2 movies because we have 2 characters and we don't know just yet how they are connected, but we'll get to that very quickly. Now, we're going to jump directly to an AA meeting.
Yeah.
In a equally depressing, probably church basement or elementary school gymnasium. And I've never been to an AA meeting, but I imagine they are very depressing. Right. And, hi, I'm Alan. I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Alan.
I think it would turn into a sex meeting.
I imagine that's a good place to get laid.
Right?
Right? Because there's some chicks that need a
exchange
distraction.
one for the
one for the other. Yeah, one addiction for the other.
Yeah. I understand you have an oral fixation, Sweet Pea.
No, the meetings you want to go to are the sex addiction meetings.
I always feel like there's like a bunch of chicks with chlamydia there.
Yeah,
a lot of cold sores. Yeah. I'm going to see myself out. I'm going to take one of these donuts. No, I'm not. Never mind.
No, I'm not.
I was expecting a room full of Jenna Jamesons, and this is not that.
This is not it. It's very depressing, and we're going to meet our other main character. Her name is Sarah, and she's a recovering alcoholic. I think at this point she had 3 months sober. Was that right?
Yeah.
3 or 4 months. Mm-hmm. So she's on the right track, and she's doing well, but she's struggling, obviously. And after the meeting, we're going to meet Joe Swanberg with his punchable face. Mm-hmm. It felt like to me like he was playing the exact same character he played in VHS. You remember that?
Yep.
I really want to go back to Vegas and play blackjack because blackjack is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Hey, can you take your shirt off?
He's a total weirdo.
Be a lot of fun if he took his shirt off. Just a fucking... I don't know what it is, man. I don't like him. I'm sorry. Nope. And it might just... I actually enjoyed him quite a bit in You're Next when he played a douche nozzle. And he was like, grabbing his wife's tits and accusing everybody of being a lowlife.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that was... I don't know. I guess that wasn't as Swanbergy.
So he has the perfect face to play a douche nozzle or a dorky dude that's very awkward. That's punchable face.
Yes. I mean, the face doesn't really change.
No, but
I still want to punch it.
Yeah, so douchebag, you want to punch a douchebag.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to punch a dorky dude that just won't get out of your face.
He needs facial hair.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
That might help. That might help a lot, actually, now that I think about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to start an online petition.
I'll sign it.
Swanberg for facial hair.
Grow a mustache, guy.
Something. Right. He'll probably grow like one of those curly ones. He'll just make him even more punchable. You said I should grow a mustache, so I grew this one. Isn't it neat? All right. Anyway, she gets approached after the meeting by one of her fellow alcoholics, a guy named Kevin, played by Swanberg. And he is like, hey, I think you were really brave in there telling your story, and it was really awesome. And like, I don't know, I was just like, would you want to like hang out or like not? I mean, whatever, man.
You do that very well.
It's painful to watch.
I agree.
She's like, no. And then he gets like, okay, well, I'll see ya. And then he gets up and she's like, all right, how about Thursday? We'll do lunch. And he's like, okay, great. Now we're going to cut back to A.J. Bowen. We're instead of picking up where we left off, which was him dumping the body or murdering the young lady, we're gonna pick up catch up to him in prison. So we're gonna actually jump back in the A.J. Bowen timeline. Mm-hmm. He's in prison. He's in solitary confinement. They shake him down and they're getting him ready for prison transport. They lock him down, get him into the van, and they're moving him. And he looks down and sees a single screw rolling around on the inside of the van. Now, I would really like to know how he pulled this off.
Oh, yeah, I would too.
Because I mean,
no way.
If you're a serial killer of that magnitude, you're going to be locked up like Hannibal Lecter, or at least more locked down than that.
Yeah.
So how is this guy going to get out with a single screw?
I would love to know that. I'm very curious.
He's not John Wick. He's a low-life serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The damage that he did is like, no way.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we're going to get, like, later on in the film, we're going to get, like, some half-assed, like, montage snapshots of the escape. And all we see is, like, one of the...
running away. That's all we see.
Well, there's, like, one of the guards laying on the ground with, like, I don't know, it looked like his eye was bleeding. And then him running through, like, a bunch of alleys. And I think he like
stole a car.
Yeah, some lady was getting out of the car, so he grabbed her and got her back in the car, and they took off. That's basically all we get for the big escape. Mm-hmm. It's kind of lackluster, really. Give me a fucking choke or a kick flip or
something that takes a little bit of intelligence.
Yeah. I mean,
like a Hannibal Lecter escape.
Yeah, dress
take
up
the
as
face,
one of the cops.
or take the face off a cop.
Con Air escape.
Con Air escape. I crash a plane. I don't know how that's going to work exactly, but all right. So he's now on the run, and we're going to find this out later, but that actually happened before he got the chick in the trunk at the very beginning.
Yeah, this is another thing that was kind of
all over the place.
Is the one story of the woman is very linear.
Yeah.
But then his is going just batshit back and forth. Like, it starts out in the middle, goes back to the beginning, but then it goes back further to the beginning for when he's with the... It was just... I don't know.
Yeah, it's all over the
bugging
place.
Me.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And if you're not really paying attention, you're going to get lost in this. Okay, fine. Now we're going to cut back to Sarah and her struggles with alcoholism and this doofus that apparently wants to get into her pants. He decides he's going to take her... Are you going to fart?
No. Oh. I thought I was going to sneeze.
Oh, okay. Dusty was waving me down there for a second. If you're going to fart, just go ahead and fart.
Just go for it, bro.
They've heard worse.
Better out than in, I guess.
I guarantee you that. We're going to cut to a Thursday at lunch for the big date with Kevin and Sarah. Kevin didn't strike me as an alcoholic.
No, but he
I don't know. He's acting like he's got all the lines down.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we could order a drink, and could be pretty brave if we ordered a drink and we didn't drink it.
Yeah.
And she's like,
just let it sit there.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, you're an idiot. I'll slam it down if it's on the table,
right?
And if I don't, then you probably will, right? And he's like, yeah, I guess I would.
And then why would you want to pay that? Just
you're stupid. Anyway. Don't be a stupid ass.
Waste of money.
Yeah. Right. And by the way, if it's your first date, let's not drag her down the road of alcoholism.
Yeah.
How about hey, what's your
want to go bowling?
Yeah, like movies. You go to an Italian restaurant where the walls are covered in wine bottles.
Yeah. Instead of, let's fuck up your sobriety.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's going to get me laid faster?
Right, yeah.
We can sit here and have a kumbaya moment, or we can do some shots. In which case, my car is in the back.
I look much better when you're drunk.
It's true.
Right?
You're going to love me when you're hammered.
Yeah, that's right. You'll get past his face, really.
Yeah.
True.
It starts to smooth out a touch when you get that drunk haze going.
See, this is as ugly as I get. It doesn't get any worse than this, so it's all uphill from here. It's kind of it's very awkward, and they're making small talk, and it's fine, whatever. From there, we're going to get a little snapshot into Sarah's daily life. She works as a dental hygienist, I believe, and she's got a friend that works with her who knows everything there is to know about Sarah. So she's like, "Oh, you went to an Italian restaurant? You didn't do anything, did you?" She's like, "No, I didn't drink, but this guy's really nice, and I don't know. I just kind of want to punch him in the face." So there's that. And then from there, we're basically going to hop back and forth between these two storylines. We're going to learn more about our serial killer. His name is Garrick Terrell, and he's a serial killer, and he was apprehended and he escaped. And now the news articles are coming out. Escaped serial killer. His picture is popping up on the newspapers. We get a quick snapshot of him getting a trucker's shower and shaving off his beard and changing clothes. He somehow manages to get like some really nice clothes.
Yeah, if it was in the I don't know, because how he got the car, you find out later.
Yeah,
right. Like I said, it's going back and forth.
Yeah.
So maybe he
bought the clothes at the trucker stop.
I don't think they have clothes like that, because that was like a suit jacket. It looked like
that just looked like a love. So you go pay $5 to take a shower on the side of the road,
or get a blowjob.
Yeah,
you can do that too.
From the lot lizards.
Lot lizards, yeah. So what's the lot lizard situation? Okay, so that's kind of cool. I mean, and we're also getting snapshots of him like killing prostitutes, leaving dead bodies, but you can't tell if that's happening now or if it happened before now.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have been while he was with Sarah, or he could just be leaving a trail of bodies. It seems to me that he's trying to get somewhere. At least it'll make sense at the end anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cut back to Sarah, her and her depressing romance with Kevin. They have I guess like a coming to Jesus moment after one of their group sessions, and Sarah finally comes clean with the group, and she's like, "Okay, it's been 3 months. I was a severe alcoholic. I got out of a toxic relationship." And, apparently up to this point with the AA group, she's been kind of closed off. Yeah. And not
about
really
why she drank.
Yeah, why she drank, her experiences while she was drinking, and this was like her opening up finally. She says she was in a quote-unquote toxic relationship, somewhat abusive, but she doesn't really...
I think she said he just wasn't a good guy.
He wasn't honest.
That's what... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't honest, and that led to me drinking, but now I realize that if I hadn't have been drinking, I might have caught on sooner, and people got hurt. She's not really going into detail about what's happening here. The first time I saw this was about the time I started doing the math. I was like, okay, so he's clearly there's some kind of a tie-in here, so maybe there's something happening with these two. Mm-hmm. After the meeting where she comes clean, Kevin kind of corners her in the car, and he's like, "Hey, that was really brave of you to say what you said there. I just wanted to let you know that was very awesome, and just, it's really great to hear you talk." And and she's like, "Yeah, I should tell you about all the things I was talking about, but you want to come back to my place for some tea?"
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not going to be any tea happening at her place. And he's like, "Okay." So I go back to her place, and this is probably the most depressing sex scene I've ever seen in my... I was disappointed.
Yeah. I was freaking...
I was sad for her.
Yes. Yeah. I got the douche chills, just like, oh, God.
Dude.
It's like, when you're watching something and you're embarrassed for the person.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's like every high school bullying scene you've ever seen, pretty much, except somebody comes in this one.
In like 2 pumps.
Yeah.
Quick draw McGraw.
Yeah. In like oh, God. I don't know. I hope he was given the direction to act this way.
I guarantee he was.
I think he just lost his... I think we just watched Kevin lose his virginity. Yeah, totally. Because, they get to making out, and then she takes her shirt off, and then the bra comes off. And she's actually got a nice body, Amy Seimetz. And then she's like, "Do you have a condom?" And he's like, yeah. I think there's one in the nightstand. So he goes and gets it and puts it on. And then he's like, "Wow!" And then, of course, she's laying there going, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what happened."
Yeah.
It's like, what are you, 14?
It's okay. She starts to cover up. I was
as
like,
she's putting blankets on.
You do not have a shot.
I
buddy.
am sorry, but there will be no third date for you, my friend. That is bad. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Apparently, she takes pity on him, though, because they see each other again after
He stayed the night.
He did.
He had a breakfast in the morning.
Well, yeah.
He better do something.
Yeah, he made her coffee, and then he took her to breakfast. Yeah.
Dude, if I was that guy, I would have probably I would have ate at the Y for the rest of the night, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to find another AA group.
Dude, I will put a fucking fist in there if it'll get you off. What do you want, a table leg? I'll make it happen, babe. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so yeah, it's super awkward after that, but they were already awkward to begin with. And,
Totally.
You know, I felt like she just needed like some actual physical contact to get through this. And now she's starting to see the news articles about Garrick Terrell escaping from prison. She's starting to get a little nervous. Pretty creepy. At this point, we're going to cut back to Garrick. I don't know exactly where he is coming from or what the travel situation is, but apparently he's taken a young lady hostage, and they're going through a from dusk till dawn-esque checkpoint.
Yes.
Yeah, blockade, and he's like, okay, just
This
be
was
cool.
the one that he took the car from, I'm pretty sure.
The one...
Like,
Not
so
at the beginning.
Yes, I'm telling you, I swear this is
The one in the
It
trunk.
was driving me nuts. Like no, the one in the trunk. Well, I don't know, could have been, but he basically abducted her, and
Right.
you know. But I thought it was the first one he abducted.
Well, this one's blonde. The first one was brunette.
That's true. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
I had up until the end. I thought that this one was actually her friend.
Oh no,
Because her friend is blonde and she comes up missing. I know, once we
Yeah,
get to the
yeah,
end, we find out what happened there. But
Right.
that's what I thought. And she looked just like that chick, so I thought maybe that was a thing. It's not, but anyway, we get a very intense going through the roadside checkpoint
yeah, he's
situation.
coaching her on what to say to get
You
through
know,
there, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah, and then I'll let you go. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be back with your family. And again, he's so fucking polite.
Yeah,
You know, he's
super
such
calm.
a sweet dude.
Yeah, she was fucking it all up.
Well, she's nervous as shit, man. He had a big-ass butcher knife.
Yeah, but it's like the same
Yeah,
time,
but here's
like,
okay.
shut up.
This is another.
Yeah.
The cop's right there.
Yeah.
This guy's got a knife. Tell the cop.
Blink twice.
Yes.
Or something.
Something, right?
Yeah. Morse
code.
He's right there. He has 17-round magazine in that gun he's got in his hip, and this guy's got a butcher knife.
Open the door and run.
Exactly.
Haul ass.
No,
Get up
she
out of there.
totally could have got away.
Yeah, she could have.
But I don't know if it was just a situation of being, so scared you're just frozen like a deer in
Yeah.
headlights kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe she believed him that he was going to let her go. I don't know, but
Well, I
the
mean,
wife was going nuts at this point. She's like, "Tell the fucking cop."
I get it. I was too. I mean, really, all you got to do is just start swinging. At
Yeah.
that point, he's right. He can help
Fight
you.
for your life.
Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, they make it through the checkpoint, and she's freaking out. She's like, "Okay, you're gonna let me go now?" And he's like, "Yeah, just keep driving. I can't let you go right here because we just got to
And it all
get
made
further
sense.
out." Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, we jump cut back of what I guess is like a half hour or so later, and she's dead, and there's blood all over the window, and he's like crouched down behind the car. He's just, fuck. What happened? I don't know. Now we're going to cut back to Sarah. She's going on about her daily life and exploring this relationship with Kevin. Now we're going to start getting flashbacks to her relationship with Garrick. He's a sweetie. He's a great boyfriend. She's drunk all the time.
Yeah.
So, but he's still great. He's like, oh, I love you. Oh, let's make out in bed, and I'm gonna play with your feet and stuff. All the things that boyfriends do. You don't do that shit when you're married, man. My wife leaves her feet hanging out of the bed. Get that fucking shit out of here. How many miles you run today? Get the fuck out of here. Go take a shower.
My tootsies are cold.
Great.
Put on some socks.
Yeah, here, some slippers. Now, please, see yourself out. But for all intents and purposes, he's like a great boyfriend. There is one flashback where he gets up in the middle of the night and he's like, I'm just going to go for a walk. I can't sleep. And she's like, oh, but she's drunk. So she's like, oh, just come back to bed. And he's like, no, I can't sleep. You want to come for a walk with me? And she's like, no, it's cold. So he just gets his coat on and walks out. We know what he's doing. That happens a couple of times. And then like on the fourth or fifth time, she gets a little curious, so she decides to follow him.
Where are you going?
I think she thought he was cheating on her or
Yeah,
something.
probably.
Yeah.
So she follows him.
Definitely didn't expect to find what she did find.
I mean, I guess it's a relief that he didn't have a side piece.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Or at least not an alive one.
Oh, God.
I am sorry. That was uncalled for. But she follows him. He goes to a storage unit where he basically unloads a bunch of body parts, I gather. They were like buckets.
He was taking a bucket in.
Yeah, which had to have something disgusting in it, whatever it was.
I don't know.
Leaves it there. She comes back the next day and opens it up, and that's where we assume that she finds like a bunch of either dead bodies or body parts.
She cut open the
like
cabinet or
Yeah.
the closet thing or
Yeah.
whatever, armoire.
whatever that was.
And it just one quick flash, it looked like a bunch of like a head and
Something,
stuff in there,
nothing
whatever.
good.
Yeah.
Why are you keeping it? If you're a trophy killer, take like a fucking fingernail or something. You know what I mean? You don't take a whole head. That's gonna.
I don't know if he was trying to. Yeah, because he had two refrigerators.
Yeah.
But then he had that cabinet, and that would definitely. She would smell it right when she walks.
You would
into
think
the
that
place.
whole storage place
Yeah,
would
exactly.
smell it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever, man. I don't know. Anyway, she finds it. She calls the cops, and then that's how we assume that he was taken into custody. Okay, very cool. Now we're cut back to her real-time relationship with Kevin. They're having lunch at a diner, and a couple of Kevin's friends show up. Reed and fucking Scooter, I'm going to call him. He looked like a Scooter.
That dude that was really sickly and pale looking.
Yeah.
I swear to God that was Elijah Wood. When I first saw him when he's sitting at the counter, I was like, "That's Elijah Wood."
That looked like
and
him.
then when you see his face later on, it's not
him.
but-
But for a second there, yeah. They come in and they're like, I mean, they seem like a couple of rubes, but they also seem harmless to me. One of them sits down next to Sarah at the breakfast bar, and he's like, if I had a pretty lady like you, I'd never leave the house. And he's like, I'm going to leave you two lovebirds alone, and they get up and leave.
That's why you can't come drinking with us, Kevin.
Yeah. So after, I mean, they look like fuckheads, but they seemed harmless to me, right? It's not like they were grabbing her boobs or anything.
They smell like whiskey.
Yeah. Well, those guys look like losers. You have to stop hanging out with your friends, Kevin. So Kevin's like, yeah, I used to go drinking with those guys. I work with them. They're kind of, I don't really hang out anymore or whatever. Can we dry hump again? Or cause I feel like we could do some more damage that way.
I'll keep my underwear on.
Maybe put two rubbers on this time. Help me out.
Why don't I just watch you take a shower? We'll start small. So that's cool. At this point, Sarah's best friend that she works with at the dental office goes missing. Like I said, I thought that might have been the chick that got him through the roadblock. From there, she's kind of panicked, and now she's seeing more news articles and things like that about Garrick Terrell and his grand escape. So she breaks down and calls Kevin and tells him the whole story. She's like, oh my God, I was dating the serial killer. He got arrested. Now they're finding bodies, and it looks like he's leaving a trail headed right back here. He knew that I had a friend here, and she's not answering the phone all of a sudden. So Kevin is like, whoa, okay, here, well, let's just get out of town. My parents have a cabin up in the hills there. We'll go stay there until this blows over. So, okay, great. So they get on the road. Apparently a big blizzard comes in.
Yeah.
And,
blue.
yeah. So they have to, stop at the end of the driveway and walk up.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Me neither.
That was
That's
weird.
fine. But that's...
You glossed over the friend, though. They did the friend's landlord, remember?
Yeah. They find the friend.
The
She's
landlord,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah. The friend is dead.
She had been eaten by her cat.
Yeah. She's all fucked up.
Yeah.
But it didn't really... I don't know. It didn't... I mean... It's clearly she was murdered, but I didn't really see how.
I don't know, because the cat had at her.
Yeah.
I don't know how many days she's been missing, or
Yeah.
she hadn't showed up for work for 5 days, and so the cat was eating her, I guess.
Nasty. That's
Yeah.
why I don't have cats. I
Yeah,
don't
no.
believe in them. I don't believe in cats.
No.
I'm allergic to them.
My dog would not eat me.
No. My dog will bark until somebody else shows up.
Yeah.
Or...
Man's best friend.
Yeah, of course.
Cat flips you off when you walk in the door.
Cat's looking to eat you. How many more days?
My God, shit, you came back.
Yeah. This fucking asshole. So anyway, yeah, the friend is dead. They find her body. We didn't see Garrick kill her, though. So we can't just chalk that. You want to chalk that up to Garrick killing the friend, but we didn't see that, so we'll get to that in a second. Finally, they make their way up the big, long driveway through the blizzard to the cabin in the woods. They get inside, and Kevin's two friends are there waiting for him. And they've got fucking plastic lining the walls and the floor.
Yeah.
So they're like, Kevin walks in, he's like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And the Rube guy is like, oh, hell, I'm done fucking around. You gonna do this or what? And Kevin punches Sarah right in the face and knocks her out. Okay, well, now we know something is afoot, and I knew I didn't like that fucking Kevin guy.
Right.
Any premature ejaculator is no friend of mine, except for Buddy. He's okay. So she wakes up, and now she's been suspended upside down from the rafters as if she was about to be field dressed. Kevin and his two Rube friends are fucking with her. They're like, oh, you fell for that alcoholic thing, huh? I got to fuck her. Well, I think we should all fuck her. Nobody else is going to fuck her. And then at one point, Kevin, I think, makes a remark about, dudes, this is Garrick Terrell's ex-girlfriend, okay? We need to kill her in a gruesome fashion, but nobody gets to fuck her except for Garrick. And then there's a knock at the door, and it's Garrick Terrell. And he comes in, and they point a gun at him. And this is where we find out that these three fucktards have orchestrated this whole thing because they're Garrick Terrell super fans.
Fanboys, yeah.
Yeah, fanboys, yeah.
And apparently they send him letters in prison in some kind of code orchestrating his release, or his escape, I should say, and like directions on how to get to this cabin so that he could kill his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And for a second here...
Because they blamed her for getting
him getting arrested.
Yeah. We got her for you.
Yeah, you're going to kill her. And he's like, this part I thought was pretty cool. He's like, you guys are assholes. She is a normal person, and she trusted me, and I kind of betrayed that trust by being a serial killer. I belong to be in prison. By the way, I liked it there, so thanks for fucking that up for me. Yep. And then we get a pretty cool little bloodbath situation where Garrett kills...
That's when I realized why he was upset every time he killed those girls. He actually felt... I don't know if he felt remorse, but he just felt like he belonged in prison.
Yeah.
And he liked it in there. He got his 3 squares. Nobody fucked with him. He didn't have his urges anymore. And the only reason he broke out was for fucking her.
Yeah. To try to keep
rescue her.
I think to try to keep her from getting killed from by these douche nozzles. Yeah. And that's pretty much how it goes down. But there's like he stabs one of them in the head, and then he shoots another one in the. He shoots Kevin in the face, and then.
Because he got the gun away from the guy when he stabbed him in the head.
Yeah, and then
I'll show you what I was thinking about. You know?
Yeah.
Can you give me your gun?
Can I see that for just a sec? I'll
just
give it
take
right
the bullets
back.
out. Just give it back.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to give you my fucking gun.
Yeah,
you know,
he's like, well, we could do it this way. And he just stabs him in the head.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then kills
Kevin.
Shoots him in the head, and then Elijah Wood stabs him in the gut, but not hard enough to kill him because then he stabs the hell out of Elijah Wood. And this is where Sarah's freaking out because she's still upside down. And if fucking Garrick dies before she gets untied, she's just going to die there. So luckily he manages to pull himself together long enough to get her untied so she can go. And then he dies on the floor, and that's pretty much the end of your movie.
Yep.
What'd you guys think of a terrible way or a horrible way to die?
It was good.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was a good original concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little twist at the end.
Yeah. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites. Very depressing, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
the whole thing. And it's one of those movies that I like it a lot. I'll watch it every couple years, maybe.
I could do without the camera shakies.
Shaky cameras.
And the jumping back and forth.
And fucking Swanberg's face, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he gets it blown off in the end.
It's true. We got that going for us.
Yeah.
We had to rent it on Amazon Prime. I think it was like $3.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's a great show, though. One of Adam Wingard's first. Definitely worth checking out. If you feel like you're having too good of a day and you want to bring it down a couple notches, A Horrible Way to Die. Let's take us a break, fellas, and we'll do some other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You're a waste of space. I won't shout. I'm Hey inmates, if you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we are back, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Woo! Well, I needed a little pick-me-up after all of that depressing, alcoholic, drab, shaky cam bullshit, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie. Like I said, I watch it maybe once every 2 or 3 years because it's a downer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you guys
Every time you're feeling too good about yourself, you're like, you know what? I need to be taken down a peg.
or
let me watch this.
One of my chipper
makes you feel better.
Friends' girlfriends is at the house. Honey, I want to show you something real quick.
Yeah,
man, it's a good show. There's a lot of movies like that. You know, really good movies like The Green Mile.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking watch that. You want to watch
That's
me
a great
cry?
movie, too.
Yeah, it is a great movie.
But yeah, every time.
Why would you watch that? Want to torture yourself? Is that what you want to do?
Right.
No, forget it.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of torture, I think it's time for 3 on a meat hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three on a meat hook.
This week's meat hook: top 3 serial killer movies, gentlemen.
This was a hard one.
It was because I wanted to gear my meat hook away from slasher movies because really they could all be considered serial killer movies.
That's
right?
kind of where I went with my 3.
Okay, very nice.
Away from the slashers.
I agree. Well, Dusty, why don't you hit us with number 3 then?
All right, number 3 I went with, and it was, like I said, there's a couple honorable mentions on here, but I went with Frailty as number 3.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's my number 2.
Is
Son
it?
of a bitch, yes.
All right.
That is a great movie.
Great minds think alike.
Matthew McConaughey killed it. Powers Booth.
So good.
Bill Paxton. Somewhere Jason Harrell is snapping a pencil because he hates Bill Paxton.
Really?
But he has to admit that Frailty is a good movie. It's a
great movie.
Yeah, and he directed it too, which is even better.
Yep.
The God's Hand Killer, dude. That whole fucking thing. You're wanting to root against McConaughey because you're like, this sicko is out just killing randos.
But then
at
the
the end, you see that could be a thing. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but you're like, whoa, okay, the cameras got all fucked up. And, this FBI agent was a shitty dude and might have been a demon. Or
Super cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good pick there, Dusty.
Thank you, sir.
How about number 3, buddy?
I went with Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Okay.
1960.
Okay, well, yeah. What I was going to say is, like, if you want to get into, did you ever watch the Psycho or
the series?
Yeah, the Bates Motel series.
Yeah.
That like opens it up.
Yeah.
Because if you're watching Psycho, you're thinking, okay, he's got these mommy issues. He just killed, what's her name there, Janet Leigh in the shower. But other than that, he's kind of harmless. But when you watch Bates Motel, you're like, oh no, he's been doing this for a
while,
while,
yeah.
and he's got fucking bodies in the pond.
There's a reason the way he is the way he is.
Yes. And Vera Farmiga can have herself a hard rock metal band, but she's always going to be Mrs. Bates to me.
Yeah.
Or possibly, what's her name, Eileen Warren.
Yeah.
She's yeah.
Yeah, she's easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a move. Okay. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. There's a
How about her in Departed?
That was hot.
Yes.
yeah.
But there is a movie where she has a full-on topless scene. And she
Do tell.
She plays a cocaine-addicted chick that works at a supermarket.
Right up your alley.
It's the most boring... You're right.
You like him a little damaged.
Was it filmed in Reno?
Probably, yeah.
Makes you feel better about yourself.
It was a biopic of one of my ex-girlfriends. But it's the most boring movie you've ever seen until she plays a game of strip poker and she takes her shirt off. And then all of a sudden you're like, that's fucking Vera Farmiga.
Do you have a timestamp for me?
I can't even tell you the name of the movie because I just remember that happened.
Well, let us know when you find out.
I will do some research, gentlemen. Right on.
Probably have to pay $3.99 to watch it too.
I'm sure there's some kind of an internet sleuth out there that can find that meme for you. That's a good show, though. I like that. Psycho. Yeah, and then when you get into the sequels are a little... Psycho 2 actually was pretty good. You get into 3 and 4 and things get very wacky, but you can't discount Norman Bates as a serial killer because that's exactly what he was, right? My number 3, a little film you may have seen called The Cell.
Oh, yeah.
Takes the serial killer to a whole new level.
I didn't even think about that one.
You get into virtual reality.
Love that movie.
Surprisingly ensemble cast here too. You got Jennifer Lopez, Vincent D'Onofrio,
D'Onofrio. I don't know how you say it.
the Kingpin.
The Kingpin, yes,
the Kingpin
exactly.
as
nerds know him by.
Absolutely,
beautiful colors in it,
dude.
Private Pile.
Or Private Pile, yeah. Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, the artistic scope of this and all of the deranged fucking shit that goes on, I have nightmares. Well, I don't have nightmares, but that horse that gets kunk.
Yeah.
And anybody who's seen that movie,
it makes a horse name, and then all of a sudden, wow.
Anybody who's seen that movie knows that when I go kunk, knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Horse accordion.
Yeah. Horse accordion. Yes, that's what it is. But I think the hardest hitting part of that was when she gets into the
mind.
Neuro whatever in the floating Dracula armor. She gets into his childhood and you see just how fucked up.
Yes,
he was brought up.
Yeah, he was definitely nurture versus nature.
Absolutely.
As far as
I would
serial
love to
killers
see
go.
a prequel on this one.
Yeah.
There's a couple of sequels. I think they're all dog shit though. I haven't actually. I think I started one of them once.
I didn't know
sequels. They're not very good. Right on. That's my number 3. How about number 2, Dusty?
All right, I went with old tried and true, The Silence of the Lambs.
That is my number 2.
All right.
Look at you two guys. I love
I'm just a good picker. You get one, you get one. All right, we're all on the same page.
Dusty's known for picking.
Yes.
Maybe we'll all get number 1.
That's good. Well, mine hasn't popped up yet. At least not above the table. Right on, man. That was so. Up until then, there was not a Academy Award category for horror films.
It won Best Picture.
It did.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't give it to it. They wouldn't acknowledge it as a horror film. I think they called it
a thriller.
A thriller.
A thriller, yeah.
The fuck is the difference?
Nothing.
You just can't say the word horror.
They rebranded horror in the 90s as thrillers, so they would be taken more seriously by Hollywood.
Hey, that's good. That's good knowledge.
Wow. Yeah.
That's good knowledge right there, Dusty.
Yeah. He was on the board.
Was he?
Yeah.
So this is your fault?
No. I love a good horror movie better than the next guy.
I don't think you're going to do any better than Anthony Hopkins as...
Oh, God. Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter. The funny thing is that this was actually a remake of a 1984 movie called Manhunter, which had Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter. Yep. He's just as fucking creepy. And Brian Cox... If you've heard a McDonald's commercial, in the last 5 years, you heard Brian Cox's voice. He was the chief in Super Troopers.
He's played so many roles. Another one. He was the dad in the Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another good one.
That's a good one.
But I hate to besmirch the good name of Brian Cox, but give me Anthony Hopkins all day long.
Oh, for sure.
And
it's Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Excuse me.
Sir,
Excuse
he
me.
is a knight.
Give him his title.
Really?
Right.
He's a knight?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah? Is he going to don the armor and rush to the Queen's defense?
Well, I think it's just mainly a
It's a
symbolic title.
It's a
now.
title.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a sword or anything.
Yeah.
Well, he might have a sword. I don't know.
What? I'm sure he's got a sword somewhere. That's a good pick there, Dusty. Right on,
And
man.
buddy.
Oh, yeah, both you
Both of
guys.
them,
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
My number 2, of course, was Frailty, as I already mentioned, which brings us to number 1, Dusty.
I couldn't think of anything better than this. Was like I can watch it anytime it comes on. I've watched it so many times and I love it. 7.
Both you guys. Okay. Oh, that's a great show. That is a great
movie.
show. And he is like the methodical, mathematical
Yes.
process behind
yeah.
that. And I think there are so many
And the religious aspects, like I just fucking love
7 Deadly Sins.
and they're having to go and Dante's Inferno and check out the library. It was right, and the whole cinematography of it,
Yes.
the depressing, dark, rainy, and then here's this beautiful Gwyneth Paltrow who's the shining light of the movie, and then kick to the nuts.
Yeah. Yep. What's in the box?
What's in the box? There are so many internet memes. What's in the box?
Yeah.
Anytime like a box shows up, what's in the box? Good times, man. Yeah, that was like that was my introduction to a band called Gravity Kills, which is one of my all-time favorite bands. They've since long disbanded, and they're probably selling insurance in Tacoma right now, whatever they're doing. I have no idea, but they were really good. That really encapsulated like that horror, not quite Marilyn Manson, but not quite like kind of on the goth industrial
Typo Negative,
techno,
or not Typo Negative, 9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails.
Typo Negative, I guess, falls in the same.
A little bit, yeah, kind of vibe, and it was pre-Fight Club, but at the same time, it had a very much like similar like color palette, vibe,
90s grunge,
pacing, like all of it was just like this disgusting kind of gas station washroom.
Talking about smelling a room.
Yeah.
The fat guy, you can smell him.
Oh, dude.
And also the dude that was sitting there slowly rotting away for a year.
Oh,
He's still alive.
With
all the
air
trees
fresheners.
hanging around.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Garrick Terrell should have taken a note from that movie. And put some fucking shit in
air freshener in his
storage
unit.
container. Yeah. But the guy with the bayonet cock.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And that guy went on to play in a lot of things.
Yeah, he was in Ocean's 11.
Yeah, he was in Ocean's 11. He was in what was it? Another military movie too. I don't know. But
he was in the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck. He played Wesley.
Right. He was in. I can't remember what else. Okay, but he's gone on to do other things. As a kind of a sidekick person or an ancillary charter. He's never.
He'll always be known as Bayonet Cock.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is gross. Which brings me to my number 1, gentlemen. This is a movie. So when I think serial killers, I think I got to dip my toes a little bit into true crime, but I want a movie that disturbs me because serial killers are disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get into that mindset. You want to see like that kind of fucking people are just pets. People are just animals for my amusement.
Pieces of meat, yeah.
Pieces of meat. Things for me to play with and then discard as I see fit. And the only real movie that encapsulates that for me, which I still find very disturbing to this day, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh, yeah.
That one. I mean, it's very low budget. It's very hokey. But there's one sequence in that movie, and that's the home invasion thing, where him and Otis break into the nice suburban house, and they're just fucking with everybody. And the teenage son comes home in the middle of it, and he's like, "Mom, I'm home," as mom's getting forcibly finger blasted on the floor, and dad's like being stabbed in the neck. He goes hauling ass upstairs, but then Otis runs up and captures him and brings him back down, and they have like a little blood stab fest right there.
Yeah,
that sequence,
one.
that sequence alone kind of like says to me, this is what serial killers are. This is how they view us. This is like the dirty, dingy. There's nothing glamorous or music video-ish about this. It's just we're entertainment. That's it. They're
raw.
Yeah, we're fucking. You want to stab my kids in front of me for a good time? That's what's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, I mean, I have guns around my house, but if you figure that out before I do, there's nothing I can do about it, really. Or if you get in and convince my wife that you're here to take a look at the electrical works or something like that. That's it, bro. I'm done. And that sequence alone says serial killer, dark, disturbing, very gritty, and almost surreal. Because if you remember, you guys have seen it.
It's been a while, but yeah, it's a good one.
If you remember that, they don't actually show that actual sequence. They just show Henry and Otis watching it after they videotaped
right
in front of the TV, and they're like rewinding, they're like having a beer and watching it and laughing it and rewinding the part where the kid comes in and playing it again and rewinding it. And look on his face. Okay, you guys are fucking animals.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Roughly based on Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole, who were actual serial killers. Those guys are dipshits, though. They had nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those guys...
They weren't as ruthless as...
Well, I mean, they were equally ruthless, but they specialized in, like, lot lizards, stuff like that. With sex workers.
The easy prey.
Yeah, teenage runaways, things like that. But still, that's going to be my number one, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. There is a really bad made-for-TV sequel that Michael Rooker did not participate in. They got some other guy to come in and play. It's a big fat guy playing Henry. Huh. I know. It's ridiculous. I think it's on Tubi if anybody gives a shit. That is our meat hook for the weekend, mates. It is top 3 serial killer movies. We have chosen to stay out of the slasher genre for this one, but feel free to include whoever you need. The mental health hotline is area code 775-387-0275. Or just drop us an email if you don't want to hear your voice on the show. mail@paddedroompodcast.com is how you do that. In the meantime, we got to tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At?
What are you looking at?
So I finally got around to Heretic from 2024.
Oh.
Woo! That's a good one, man.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
like it.
Yep.
And I can't... I find myself in this predicament a lot where I want to be frightened and disturbed by a horror movie, but it's at a certain point I start rooting for the bad guy. Really, from the point they knocked on his door, I was like, I like him.
Yeah, he did such a good job.
He's actually making some good points here.
Yeah.
I mean, these chicks are not really
bright.
I mean, they're kind of ditzy, and they're not. I wouldn't say they're in. I mean, I'm not going to say they're stupid, but they definitely have their faith.
Yeah,
and that's kind of blinding them to what's fucking going on.
Really going on in the world, yeah.
Great show, definitely worth a watch. Little long, but I thought it was.
Yeah,
it's a fast. I think it's like 2 hours and 12 minutes or something like that.
But
it's fast moving and it keeps your
Oh yeah,
interest.
I've seen it twice now, and I still
I
still wouldn't mind watching that one again. I really like that movie.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I watched that one finally, and I watched The Stairs from 2020. I couldn't sleep, so I got up and just hit the old, So here's my new move. I pick a random streaming service, and then the first horror movie that I haven't seen, I hit play on, which brought me to The Stairs from 2020.
Okay.
Bunch of fuckhead kids are out backpacking in the woods. They find a random set of stairs in the woods. It goes up, and then it splits into two, and it takes you to a dimension of. It takes you to a different dimension. Not that great. It's.
Okay.
I think I found it on Hulu. It's got a very. It's very watered down. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No nudity. Not a lot of violence.
Is it made for TV horror?
It felt like it. It felt very much
probably
like
a made for Hulu thing.
Yeah, it could be. It's not that great. It could have been something,
right?
But it's not. So there's that. That's all I got. Dusty, what do you got?
I got a few things. We finished Paradise, that show on Hulu.
Yeah, it's amazing,
phenomenal,
nice,
love it. Yeah,
nice.
You guys have got to watch it. I'm telling you, it's like I said, it's not horror. I mean, I don't want to tell you what it's about.
Thriller?
Okay.
It's I guess you could say
Yeah.
thriller, dystopian, whatever you want to
Okay.
call it. But just watch it.
Okay.
It's good. You guys
Okay.
will like it. Watch another episode of Happy Face on I think that's on Max about the Happy Face killer.
Yeah.
His daughter. It's good. It's kind of dragging along here, but we're going to keep watching it. So
Okay.
that's pretty good. Checked out 825 Forest Road on Shudder.
The new one?
Yeah. Not great.
No?
No, it's family moves to a haunted house, but it was kind of just all over the place, and I didn't understand. I could understand. They just didn't lay it out really well in terms of one guy, his sister's living with him now because their mother died in a car wreck, and she's going through. The sister feels like it's her fault, so she keeps seeing like glimpses of her mother, but basically what it is everybody in the town knows that it's this woman that's haunting the town itself, and they basically have an AA group in the basement of the library to talk about this entity, right?
Oh, okay.
And who you've seen it, or I've seen it. We got to, not talk about it, because basically what it evolves into is the entity will possibly, they pick on, or she chooses people that are emotionally unstable to basically get them to commit suicide.
Oh.
And how you stop this entity is you actually have to find where her original home was, 825 Forest Road.
Okay.
Whereas they go to the library, look at the plot maps of the town, and there's no such a road. There's no such place. They basically has been erased from the records, the archives of the town.
Okay.
No, it has a pretty cool concept, but it just kind of drug on, and the reveal was not that great, and it had some creepy moments, but it's free. It's on Shudder, but I just wasn't a huge fan.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
but anyway, there's that one. And then, speaking of serial killers, the wife and I got on a true crime kick and watched American Murder, Gabby Petito. So
Oh.
it's the Gabby Petito story
Okay.
on Netflix, the one that got murdered by her boyfriend.
Yeah.
They were doing the van thing.
They were doing the van life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was
I'll take real good care of your daughter.
exactly. He's a I don't know,
Douche nozzle?
douche nozzle,
Okay.
total. And the parents, his fucking parents.
Yeah. I remember
When
that.
you find out what's going on, like, they should have been charged.
Yeah.
By far, they should have been charged with
If I remember
knowing
right-
something and not telling the fucking
Yeah.
cops.
Wow.
If I remember right, they basically sent him off into the woods where he later committed suicide.
Well, they didn't send him. He went, but
Right.
basically they were telling the cops, because he obviously told them that he killed her, right? And he gets back to home with the van, right? And his story's not adding up. The FBI gets involved. The cops are involved. But they tell him that we're not talking to you. Talk to our lawyer. Our son's not talking to you. Like, and they can't arrest this fucking guy. After this girl's been missing for, I don't know, at that point it was 6 days to a week.
Yeah.
And he was the last one to see her alive. They already had an altercation with police where they pulled them over because a bystander had reported that they had seen a man slapping a woman in a white van. So they pulled them over. The police in New Mexico or something, or Utah, I don't know. Anyway, they let him go to a hotel and sent her on her way with the van. They bought him a hotel. It just is all these
Wow.
fucking missteps by the police.
Yeah, yeah.
And the parents, his parents, are just the most disgusting people in the world. Because I guarantee he told them, because as soon as he got home, they hired a lawyer. Like, they took their
Yeah.
family lawyer and basically, we're not talking to anybody, you talk to the lawyer.
Yeah.
So it was a big whole fucking
Ugh.
thing.
Sounds nasty.
Yeah, so we watched that. I think it was only 3 episodes on Netflix. And then we also watched Gone Girls, the Long Island serial killer.
Okay.
That was pretty gnarly, too.
Yeah.
That was pretty gnarly. They basically started out with, they were looking for this escort that had called her mom, or she called the cops saying, they're after me, they're going to kill me, yada, yada. They couldn't find her. They were looking for her on Long Island and looking for her along the beach there, along, what is it? Ogle Beach or something like that, whatever. And they started to find all these fucking bodies.
Oh shit!
Oh
Just
wow!
Body. They found 4 bodies while they're looking for this chick. That all were in the same
vicinity
condition, and basically they're all wrapped in burlap, all placed in the into the Pine Barrens little area right on the side of the ocean there.
Yeah.
So they found these 4 bodies. Still didn't find the girl that they were looking for, but ended up identifying all 4 of these bodies as like Craigslist escorts that had been missing for years, all different years.
Yeah.
Then they continue their search for this girl that they're originally trying to look for, find more bodies. They found 10 bodies along the freaking Long Island there that were just off into the Pine Barrens and the weeds and shit like that. Couldn't figure out who the hell it was, and then they finally caught the dude. This all started, I think the search began in, I want to say it was like 2006.
Wow.
And they finally caught the dude.
Yeah.
In like 2022.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and they only linked 4 bodies to him.
Huh.
But all the bodies they were finding were sex workers, but 1 toddler female.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was gnarly. So
yeah.
But yeah, it was very interesting.
It's probably a sex worker's daughter is probably what that
something.
was.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know.
Gross.
Oh, shit. Now this one's here. I got to kill her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you see the dude that did it, he's... And I forgot his
Was it
fucking
Joe
name.
Swanberg? That son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch!
I knew it!
He was a architect that had an office in Midtown Manhattan, and he lived out on Long Island.
Yeah.
And he was just a giant dude, 6'8", like 350, nerdy. They called him an ogre, like all the people that described him, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so anyway, it was a good show.
Nasty.
But
nastiness.
that's it. That's all I got.
All right. How about you, buddy?
Watched Inheritance, the 2021 with Lily Collins.
Okay.
Not a bad show. It was all right.
Right on.
You, season 4, because season 5 is getting ready to come out.
Okay. What is you?
You,
I feel like you talked about this before.
Yeah, he's basically a serial killer that he tries to... Well, he gets focused on like one female, and then next thing you know, he just can't stop killing them. And then as he gets close, he kills their friends. And yeah, it's like this whole thing all the way in every single season. He just can't help himself. Season 2 and 3 kind of tie in together where he ends up marrying the girl. Her name's Love, and they have a kid. Well, then she tries to kill him at the end, so he makes it like a murder-suicide look. Okay. And then he goes off to another country, and then that's where season 4 comes in and meets somebody else and ends up falling in love with somebody else. And now season 5 that's coming out is going to take off from the ending of that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Pretty good. Really good show. I recommend watching that one. And then Black Bag. I saw that in the theaters.
Black Bag.
Yeah, it's I thought it was going to be like some big spy action movie. It was super slow. I actually started to fall asleep a little bit in the theater. The most action there was probably within the last few minutes of the movie. And it's basically somebody's selling espionage stuff, and we need to figure out who it is, but they're all like a tight group of friends. Is it the wife? Is it the friends? And then the big reveals at the very end.
It sounds like a board game.
Yeah.
Like Clue?
Yeah, kind of. Except Black Bag.
Pierce Brosnan's in it.
Oh, okay.
He plays like one of the big bosses in it.
Alrighty then.
But as much as I say that was a good show, I really wish we didn't see that one.
You wish you had that 2 hours of your life back?
Yeah. I'd rather watch The Amateur, which looked way better than this.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate that,
better,
man.
Yeah.
Movie theater remorse. Happens every time.
Yep, and that's it.
Alrighty. Very cool, gentlemen. How about some immersion therapy then?
Yeah.
Immersion therapy.
Okay, so a couple of things about Blink Twice. First off, did anybody... Well, you can't really watch this without getting the evil rich Whitey vibe, right? Yeah, they laid that on pretty thick. Secondly, am I the only one that's weirdly attracted to the chick with the freckles?
Yeah.
Friend? Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
it's just you.
just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
She looked good in a bikini. I thought.
I'd take the Survivor chick.
Yeah.
No, that gap in the two front teeth.
No, the
No.
one
Oh,
the
that was
other
on the
one.
Survivor show. The
that
Bikini
one.
Babes
Yeah.
Survivors or whatever.
Okay. All right,
definitely.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that chick. She was in Green Room.
Yep.
She was in Final Girl. What's it called? The Final Girl. Final Girl's the one with Tasia Farmiga.
That was Final Girls.
Final Girl's the one that was like a spoof.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about her. Is it the freckles? Is it the weird ambiguity with the national? I don't know. Something hot about her.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm a freak with it, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, you like your
I got weird.
a little bit of a taint on them.
I got a weird. Yeah, I like them a little roughed up.
a little rough around the edges.
It is what it is.
I like the show. I thought
Did
it was
you?
pretty good.
You
Yeah.
thought it was all right?
Yeah. I see it twice now. It's like, yeah.
I like Christian Slater. I thought he was fun.
yeah. Yeah, it was decent. The wife had watched it before, and she asked me if I wanted to watch it with her when she watched it. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the previews for it, and I was like, I can tell what it's going to be.
It's not
from
hard
the
to figure
trailer.
this out.
Right.
Yeah.
But it just took a while for it to, and then when they show, or then they tell what exactly it was, like, okay,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I thought it was going to be, but
You weren't wrong.
Weren't-
It's very
you know,
predictable.
yeah.
But it's the same thing. I have a hard time buying Channing Tatum as a
tech billionaire.
or a villain of any kind.
Oh,
Right?
He
did
played a
great
pretty
with
good villain.
You
yeah.
think so?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I look at him and I see Magic Mike.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should be take your fucking pants off or something. I don't know. Just do a little twirly thing and then be on your way. Other than that, it's fine, I guess. I mean, like I said, it's very predictable. You know exactly what you're getting into from 5 minutes into the movie.
Did you guys get the disclaimer on fucking?
Oh
time?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This has
what is
sexual
that?
violence and may be triggering, and that's what they do now.
Why? Okay, you're
Because it's Generation Butthurt.
I know exactly. Everybody's got their cry closets,
yeah.
and you are watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
not fact. It's fiction.
Yeah.
And so we have to tell you that this could be triggering to you.
Right.
What is wrong with the world?
Nobody wants to have their feelings hurt anymore.
Maybe they got in trouble for
that was it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe they got in trouble because all these women. They're like, ooh, Channing Tatum. I want to watch this
Yeah.
movie. And then
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't want to watch this. This reminds me of
This
last Saturday night.
This isn't Magic Mike.
exactly right.
I tried to forget last Saturday night.
I couldn't get off the island. Stupid. All right, buddy. We need a palate cleanser after that one. What do you got?
Yeah. All right. This week, let's check out 2023's When Evil Lurks. This is about being in a remote village. Two brothers find a demon-infected man just about to give birth to evil itself. They decide to get rid of the body, only to end up unintentionally spreading chaos. And you'll find this gem on Hulu and Shudder.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a disclaimer right now. Kid stuff, dog stuff, infected fat guy stuff.
Yeah.
These are all the trigger warnings.
Oh, old lady stuff.
Yep.
Autistic stuff. Just bad. It's great, good stuff, but bad stuff all the way around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great movie, but we're going to kick it up a notch next week on
All
the
right.
immersion therapy. Tell you right now.
We needed that.
Yeah, we
But
did.
you got your disclaimers here first.
Yes,
So-
sir. Yes, sir. I told you up front what the fuck's going on. All right. Check that shit out, inmates. We'll do the same. We can compare notes next week. But now you must find out who I am.
Who is Daddy?
First, my clues from last week. I am a bit of a con man in the Great Depression. I picked up a job with a traveling circus, and my gig is just knowing things about people and picking up on subtle nuances in their speech and their dress and their body language and things like that. I'm selling myself as a psychic here, and I'm making a pretty good living doing it until I get a big dollar sign in my eyeball when I see this millionaire walk in who wants to commune with his long-dead wife. Ooh, I got all kinds of tricks I'm going to play on this fucking clown. Unfortunately, he's well-connected and figured me out, so now I have to run for my goddamn life. I am, of course, Nightmare Alley, which is a great show, by the way. Guillermo del Toro.
Maybe I have seen. I don't know.
Bradley Cooper.
I have seen this.
I've seen
Have
this.
you seen it?
Yeah.
What's her name? Michelle Williams, I think.
I've seen
Williamson?
it. When you said Bradley Cooper, I remembered.
It's a pretty good show. Dude.
Yeah.
And I think if you go on Hulu, you can actually watch it in black and white, which puts like a whole nother kind of noir level to it. Who might I be this week, you ask? I am the pilot of a vehicle, and my job is to fight things that come out of the ocean. Good news. We found out what part of the ocean they're coming out of, and it's a very deep area. But I went, I went into retirement because my brother was my co-pilot, and he got killed fighting one of these things. But my old commanding officer asked me to come back, and he's going to help me co-pilot this new thing that we are going to take to the bottom where we found the area that the things are coming out of, and we could possibly end this big fight forever. So, wish me luck, gentlemen. Who might I be next week?
Good luck.
Tune in. I don't know how much easier I can make this. Who might I be? Tune in next week, and I'll drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We hope we didn't bring you down too much with A Horrible Way to Die, but it's a bit of a drag, and sometimes horror movies can be a drag. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility quite a bit. We do have a Patreon campaign running. Just take yourself on over to paddedroompodcast.com. You'll find everything you need to know about us over there and the Patreon link if you feel like kicking us a few dollars. You guys got anything else you want to kick in for the week?
No, I'm good.
All righty. Join us next week for Satanic Panic here in A.J. Bowen month in the Padded Room. 4 giant sea monsters, 1930s era con men, animatronic teddy bears that may attack you in your graveyard position at Chuck E. Cheese.
Freckled beauties.
That I find to be wildly
ambiguously raced freckled beauties.
Just something exotic about these young ladies. Well, that one in particular. AA meetings, escaped serial killers, and the Padded Room podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye, and have a great week.
Put my hands and dance with the heat dry.